In this video, I will demonstrate joining in the round a Chinese waitress bind off. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. A Chinese waitress bind off is a great bind off that gives a really nice rounded I-cord looking edge. I have a video showing you how to work this bind off. I will link it above. But when you are working in the round, it can be difficult to get the edge, the beginning and the end to match. So here's how I do it. So I'm going to demonstrate how I join this bind off in the round. Here I have worked a sample and I have mimicked working in the round by beginning the bind off in the middle of this piece. The first thing I did though is this last stitch before I began my bind off, I slipped the last stitch in the round instead of working it. This can help bridge that jog gap that you get between the beginning and the end of the round. And then I worked my bind off beginning with a yarn over and then worked the Chinese waitress bind off as normal across. And then came back around working the Chinese waitress bind off, and this is that last bind off stitch here. I'm not going to pull this tail all the way through because I will lose this cinching of these two stitches here if I do that. So I want to maintain bridging this gap here with the tail. So instead I'm going to just enlarge this last stitch here and pull up to give me a little slack in that loop. And I've cut now my working yarn and left a tail, and I'm going to thread that onto a tapestry needle. And what I want to do is first join this chain, the chain moving this way. So I need to bring my needle tip out of the center of this chain. So I want to create a chain coming from this chain to what will be this chain. So I'm going to come over here and come up out of the center of that and pull, giving me still a little loop right there, a large enough loop to be my chain on the top. Like so. And I'm turning this sideways so I can see what I'm doing. So now I'm coming out of the center of that chain over here. Now I want to grab those two legs, that's the base of that chain, in that last bind off stitch, right, and cinch it tightly, and then go down into the center of that where I had come out. Now I'm going to move to the wrong, go all the way through to the wrong side of the work here. But there, it's not perfect. There's still a little bit of a blip right there, but that chain is being maintained across. Now what I want to do is from the wrong side of the work, where my tail is, I want to come up. Let me turn it this way. So I want to tack down this little loop that we left intact so that it looks like it's joining to that chain. So I'm going to come up out of the center of this top chain here, right, and then catch this loop without splitting those plies. Get that a little bit from underneath, like so. And then go back down into the center of that stitch, pulling it a little bit snug. Like so. Again, it's not perfect. There's a little bit of a blip. But now this chain is maintained moving across there. And then I will kind of just quickly weave in tail, and it's slightly bulky, but not too bad. And again, there's that one little blip. So, but that's the best option I've been able to come up with so far. I may keep playing around and see if I can come up with something even better, but that's what I've come up with for joining the beginning and end of a Chinese Waitress bind off in the round. Give this a try. Tell me, let me know what you think of it if you give this a try. So that's what I've come up with for joining a Chinese Waitress bind off when worked in the round to join the beginning and the end. Let me know what you think if you give it a try. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching.